Hello and welcome. It's August Craft Box time. Can you believe it's August already? Where's the year gone? Unbelievable. But we carry on regardless, and we have one of the most wonderful craft boxes. I really like this one. And this is how it will come to you in this lovely box. And do you know what? You want to hang on to these. They're perfect for keeping all your A4 cardstock in. They really are. Very sturdy. So let's open it up and see what we're getting. Well, first of all, I'll take the dies out and I'll pop the other bits and pieces to one side, and we'll talk about the dies. We know we're going to get quality dies. We know we're going to get ingenious designs, but let's talk about the value as well. But first of all, we have from the wonderful Lisa Jones, this is Geo Floral Frame. And you can see the size of the little dies. I will be showing you some projects that we've made with these shortly as well. So there are 4 different frames, lots of lovely floral elements. Then we have this one, which is Spring Foliage by somebody called Pete, or other. Anyway, I digress. It's a lovely die because you can use either the branch or you can use it to make a gorgeous wreath like that. And again, lots of little floral elements as well. Look at that. Incidentally, a big shout out to the camera operator today. It's our good friend Damien. It's his first time behind the camera and he's doing a magnificent job. Now, this one, hand-drawn alphabet by the lovely Jenna. Now, this one, it is just a single die. It's a great way to, now if you want to cut a word, for example, you just need to put a piece of card over there, piece of card over there, piece of card over there. You don't need to cut the whole thing. You can just put card over where you want it. I love having all of my dies on the one. It means I never lose a letter or a little dot off the punctuation, but with all the punctuation and the numbers, I know it's a single die, but you're getting almost 40 elements there. So let's talk about that value, shall we? Because we've got 3 wonderful sets. Now, these 2 on the website retail at $11.99 and this one at $7. So already we're talking just under £32. Now the craft box itself is £25 or $29.99 in the US. So we're covering the price of the box with just the dies alone. But of course, as always, with this lovely craft box, we are getting some other bits and pieces. First of all, we're getting some of our foam tape. Now, you'll notice a lot of cards will have dimension. This tape, you can use a large strip or you can cut it down to the size you want. It's double-sided adhesive. Very useful. It's something that is never far from my reach. Let's check these out. Again, Lisa Jones. These are the most gorgeous washi tapes. Well, you'll see how I use them in a second. If you're unfamiliar with washi tapes, or maybe it's something you have used in the past, I'll be showing you a couple of cards with this. I used to use washi tape. In fact, I used it too much and I had to wean myself from it. Now, talking about classics, our express glue. If you already have adhesive or you already have this kind of glue, and it is a very tacky glue, so it's ideal for all your paper craft makes. You know, you can always use more. It's always going to come in handy. And then finally, now, I have a confession to make. We've got some lovely primrose coloured biodegradable glitter here. When I opened up my craft box, this was underneath the packing slip, so I didn't make any projects with it, unfortunately, but it would be great for adding a little sparkle, a little opulence to some of your makes, just for the detail, or indeed covering the whole die cut. Now, cardstock. We can't make cards without cardstock. So we have here 5 sheets of lovely, crisp, plain white cardstock for your card bases. As well as that, we have our Sizzix Colour Story. Now this is £80 cardstock or 216 GSM if you're in the rest of the world. Now look at the colours you're getting. We've got Lush Leaves, we've got Mermaid Kiss, we've got Green Tea, we've got Mint Julep, Mango Tango, Limoncello, Hibiscus, Primrose, Earl Grey and Cobblestone. It's a great set and you can get a lot out of just this set in terms of different colorways. Now, let's put those to one side, because what I do want to show you is some of the cards that I've made, of course. Now let's take a look first of all at this lovely set from Lisa Jones, the Geo Frames. And you can see what happens when you start putting these frames of different sizes together. So there's a large rectangle and there's a smaller rectangle. And you can see we've just chosen, and these are the colours that are in the pack, but let's take some different colourways. How about that one? So we've got the large rectangle and this lovely almost offset hexagonal shape. So this one has a more tropical kind of flavour. That one a little more subdued, but it's entirely up to you where you want to take that. Now, I know there's no gold opulent in the pack, but if you have gold or rose gold or any kind of mirror board, it's fantastic, especially for contemporary wedding makes. I love the simplicity of that. I love the colorways. I love the way that that primrose works with the green tea and the mint julep there. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. So that's that set. And indeed, I've used other elements of it in subsequent makes. So let's take those out of the way and let's look at the next one, which is the spring foliage. You know, I designed the die and I had to look at the back to remember the name. So let's have a look what we can do with it now. Talking about keeping it simple. There's just white, green tea and mint julep. It's a lovely, classy little wedding card, that one. It's wedding season coming up as well. So how about if we take now some from the Geo Frames, two of those rectangles overlapped, and this time we're looking at, it's kind of like cherry blossom. So we've used the primrose and the hibiscus colours as well in there, sending happy thoughts your way. And finally, remember I said we can take this branch and we can turn it, because it is like a quarter of a circle, so we can turn it into a wreath. Now, the great thing about a set like this is that it could be spring-like, it could be neutral like this, it could be summer, it could be Valentine's, it could be wedding, it could be even festive if you choose the colours correctly. A couple more things I want to show you actually. Remember our washi tape? Now, if you've never used washi tape, it is so simple to get stunning effects. The balance of these patterns is absolutely phenomenal. I love it. Thank you, Lisa, for the gift of your washi tape. And there's another one. Again, we're using the flowers from the Geo Frames, so they're by Lisa as well. Just glorious, and it's wonderful for adding that little bit of detail to your card making. Oh, do you know what? We've got one more die, haven't we? It is Jenna's lovely hand-drawn alphabet. So what I wanted to do with this, I wanted to use some of the punchy colours in the set. Now let's take a look. How about that? Nice and simple. The great thing about an alphabet like this, it's a classic, it's simple, it's straightforward, it's tall and thin, so you can get big words on a small card. But because you don't have to be precise in the way that you fit it across a baseline or the angle of the letters, it's also very forgiving. And I know many of us get frustrated with some alphabets. This one, it's simple and it's always going to look fantastic. Now, how about turning it into like a number plate? So that's like a number plate, and you can have just passed or something like that. You know, somebody celebrating, maybe passing their driving test. It's just another way of doing it, but this contemporary style lends itself perfectly to that. Then what about a gorgeous card? No pun intended, actually every pun intended. But there we are, simplicity itself, just choosing those three colours with that lovely word across there and this little floral from the Foliage die. And then finally, last but not least, totally awesome. Now, the great thing about an alphabet is you can do a truly bespoke sentiment. So you could have somebody's name, you could have a date, you could have anything you want. You don't have to go searching through your stamps to get the thing that works for the recipient. So, and also something which was not awesome about the original card, I spelled awesome wrong, and Damien behind the camera spotted it. God bless him, he really did. Thank goodness for that, or I would have been getting a lot of negative comments in the feedback. So there we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. thank you very much for joining me today. Thank you for Damien behind the camera. If you're interested in the August Craft Box, and why wouldn't you be, it's £25 in UK, or if you're in the US, it's $29.99. There will be lots of inspiration and lots of fantastic makes on the website, so please come back and check that out. I hope you love it as much as I do. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been Pete. I'll see you again soon. Bye.